Hello, I'm Loney89 and this is a kind of thoughts review of Overwatch. This is footage from the beta, like 2 weeks ago now I guess, and Overwatch comes out next week. So Overwatch is a class-based shooter from Blizzard. This is their first new IP since StarCraft, which is like 1998. It's sort of the leftovers of a MMORPG they were making called Titan. Some themes and maps and stuff like that came from it, but mostly it's completely different. It's not an MMORPG, it's, like I said, a class-based shooter. There's a lot of team-based shooters, or dubbed hero shooters, coming out this year. I haven't played any others, this is the only one I've played. So there's stuff like Battleborn from Gearbox and Paladin, and there's Gigantic from Microsoft, which I'm quite interested because it looks cool, but I think that's fairly different from this. As you can see here, I'm playing a character called Zenyatta, who's technically a support, but there's many different kind of characters there. I'm shooting a tank called Winston, big gorilla with a laser gun. It's cool, and it's kind of like, I guess this really is as close as we're going to get to Team Fortress 3. Team Fortress 2 came back out in 2007. I played the hell of it back then. My Steam hours don't contribute towards it because it came out in 2007, and it says I've only played 30 hours, but that's a complete lie. I've played a lot more. I really enjoyed Team Fortress when it came out, but that game is old. It's like 9 years old now. It's kind of gotten stale. Like, Valve haven't done an uber amount with it. They've added hats and they added drops and random weapons, but for the most part it's been the same game for like 9 years, and so it's really needed a new version of it. And I don't know why Valve haven't done their own. They've decided to introduce ranked Team Fortress 2 instead of maybe developing a new one, but I guess maybe they're working on a new engine first, I don't know. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, this feels like Team Fortress 3. But it's from Blizzard, it's super shiny, it's super well made, and I really enjoyed the beta, generally. So I think why I've been enjoying it is because it's completely different from a lot of games I'm playing at the moment. It's fun, it's short, game length, it's simple but it's got depth, so it's nice to just pick up and play. It's not like a MOBA in that respect. I know Battleborn is kind of MOBA-ish, it's got like waves and stuff, but this doesn't, it's just team-based objective play, basically. This one here is like control points, so it's literally just like capture these 2 points on the map and then you win, and then you change sides and do the same. One side defends, one side attacks. It's pretty, I guess, standard gameplay modes, but I think what's cool is like Blizzard have explicitly said they're not making a deathmatch mode. The game modes they've got are team based, and it's kind of cool to play around that. So what I've got here is some footage from the other game mode, which is where you take it's like payload from Team Fortress. Basically, you've got a payload and you've got to deliver it to a point, which is basically the two main game modes. It's like either control point or this. I'm playing a different character here. This is Junkrat. He's good at defending. He's I guess he's close to like Demo Man. It's like a grenade launcher. He's Australian. I like blasting myself around while we're waiting for the map to start. But generally I found the characters a pretty good mix. There's tanks, there's sports, there's defensive, and there's offensive characters. That's the 4 classes generally. And then you've kind of got within those classes characters who are better in the defensive, and they've got some who are better in the offensive. Junkrat's pretty good because he's got lots of AoE, as you'll see as I fire grenades everywhere and miss mostly. Yeah, and I feel like the characters are quite well balanced, and I think the roster is a good size at the moment. I don't know how Blizzard are going to manage adding more characters in, and how that will work in terms of pay and stuff, but in the beta everything was open, all the characters, so it was cool. I played all of them. There was some that I preferred over others, and I know people playing with me enjoyed other characters over others. So it's nice, and you can play the characters in different styles even though they've all got the same kits. So some people play Junkrat really defensively, some people play him really offensively. Some people play Tushborn, the turret dude, really offensively. Some people just sit back and just keep repairing it and then get play of the game, and I'm not salty about that at all. There are some characters in the beta, perhaps maybe they'll have a little bit of a nerf, but it felt strong. I feel like if you don't have a right on your team, either offensively or defensively, it's really hard to win games. And then this character called Genji, who can deflect a lot of stuff, and sometimes it just feels slightly unfair that he can deflect a lot of things that perhaps maybe he shouldn't, like rockets. It's like, that doesn't make any sense, because he's got a sword and he blocks them. You have to attack him with a laser, because he can't block lasers. And there's only really a few support characters who play with lasers, so it means dealing with him sometimes is really annoying. It could also just be that I'm a massive scrub and I don't actually know how to play against him yet. But yeah, when you have a good Genji against you, the game gets quite frustrating. But I feel like any game can be like that, multiplayer. But generally, it's fine. The sports feel kind of fun to play, which was my concern when I was playing. Their ultimates, which you just saw there from Junkrat. So, a tire that explodes and you can control. But the support ultimates, I was going to say, was generally they feel quite dull compared to everyone else's, but their abilities are quite cool, so it's fine. So in summary to the characters, they're all pretty good, they all have their uses. There's some that's slightly stronger, and I think that will change through balance changes, but generally it's fine. Yeah, there's good map variety. Good mix of smaller maps and open maps. This is quite an open map, and Blizzard done a good job of mixing up the maps overall. So parts of them will be really tight and short, and some parts will be a bit more open. Like this part's open, but as soon as they get to the next point, it's more closed in, which makes defending easier, but offensive harder. The game modes are fine, but I do wonder what they'll do in the future about adding more and how that will work. Some maps do fall into a little bit of a clusterfuck of just, yeah, it's just like it's just messy because the objective is really closed in. There's that Egyptian map. I think the end of this map in particular is a bit like that. The beginning of the London map can be really annoying for offensive teams. But yeah, generally the maps are cool and I really enjoy the variety of them. And with the maps, the length of the game feels fine, which is probably why I'm enjoying it so much, is that it feels long enough that I can get into a game. Like, I have time to, you know, have plays and stuff. But they're also not too short that I feel like it's a stomp either way. It's pretty cool. I think I get a really cool, yeah, pop. Yeah, and I think the length of the games is, I think it said in game I played about 20 hours or 12 hours, between 15 and 20 hours, let's say, in beta, and it was really fun. And I was really sad when it was all over and have to wait until like next Tuesday to play again. I think I could easily drop 40 to 50 hours in this and still enjoy it if it didn't change anything. I don't know what happened when they changed a few things here and there and what the long-term plan for Blizzard is. I don't think I'll play ranked, partly because I'm not bothered about competitive gaming in that way. I haven't been since I stopped playing StarCraft, really. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week when I can start playing this again. Yeah. I guess this video is kind of a little bit random and stuff. I probably will try to make them better if I do this for other games, but yeah, let me know what you think below. Yeah, and hit me up with your Blizzard tags and I'll play with you. It's Loney89, out.